You've been told you're a victim of narcissistic abuse, and that label feels heavy, doesn't it? But what if I told you that very experience, the one that shattered your world, is not a testament to your weakness, but to your unseen inherent strength? What if, in the crucible of manipulation and deceit, you were actually being forged into something far more powerful, more resilient, and deeply authentic than you could ever imagine? This isn't just a platitude, it's a profound philosophical truth rooted in the very fabric of human psychology and the process of self-overcoming. The echoes of a narcissist's words can linger for years. The gaslighting that made you question your sanity, the devaluing that chipped away at your self-worth, the constant walking on eggshells that drained your spirit. You felt like an emotional hostage, tethered to someone who thrived on your suffering, feeding off your empathy and leaving you hollow. The world became a confusing maze where reality twisted, and your own voice faded into a whisper. You might still feel trapped in a cycle of rumination, replaying scenes, wondering what you could have done differently, or why you couldn't just get over it. This isn't just psychological trauma, it's an existential crisis that threatens your very sense of self. You yearn to break free, to reclaim your power, but the path forward often feels obscured by the heavy cloak of victimhood, a label that, while describing your past, can unwittingly shackle your future. Here's where philosophical psychology offers a radical perspective. Think of Nietzsche, who famously declared, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." This isn't a glib statement, it's an invitation to view suffering, even the soul-crushing kind inflicted by a narcissist, as a transformative force. You were not merely broken, you were exposed to a profound test of your inner constitution. The narcissist's attack, in its very essence, forces a confrontation with your deepest values, your boundaries, and your dormant will to power. It strips away illusions, revealing the core of who you are, and more importantly, who you must become to survive and thrive. This isn't to justify the abuse, but to reframe your response to it. Carl Jung's concept of individuation becomes profoundly relevant here. Narcissistic abuse often pushes us into the shadow parts of ourselves, the parts we've denied, repressed, or deemed unworthy. It can expose codependencies, people-pleasing tendencies, or a lack of self-assertion that we developed as coping mechanisms. But in confronting these shadows, in recognizing the patterns that made you vulnerable, you begin the arduous, yet ultimately liberating, work of integrating them. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming your psychological territory. The narcissist attempts to define your reality, to diminish your being. But in resisting, in choosing to heal and understand, you embark on a profound revaluation of values. You learn, often through painful experience, what genuine love means, what respect looks like, and where your inviolable self begins. You don't just recover, you become an architect of a new self, one forged in the fires of adversity, armed with an unparalleled understanding of manipulation and a hardened resolve to protect your inner sanctuary. This shift in perspective moves you from being a passive recipient of suffering to an active agent of your own rebirth. So, how do you actively step into this survivor identity? 1. Reframe your narrative. Consciously challenge the victim label. Acknowledge the harm, yes, but assert your journey as one of profound survival and growth. You didn't just endure, you adapted, learned, and grew stronger in the face of an immense challenge. You are a survivor and eventually a thriver. 2. Forge ironclad boundaries. This isn't just about saying no, it's about defining your inviolable self. Understand that boundaries are not just for others, but a sacred protection of your energy, time, and emotional well-being. This is an act of self-sovereignty, asserting your inner kingdom. 3. Integrate your shadow wounds. Reflect on the aspects of yourself the abuse brought to light, perhaps a desire for external validation or a fear of abandonment. Instead of shame, approach these with radical self-compassion. Understand them as parts of your psyche that now need conscious care and integration, turning vulnerabilities into sources of self-knowledge. 4. Architect your authentic self. What does your life look like, free from external definition? What values truly resonate with you now? Rebuild your identity, consciously choosing your beliefs, your relationships, and your path based on your rediscovered inner wisdom. This is your personal individuation journey. You are not merely recovering from damage, you are emerging from a chrysalis. The pain was real, the betrayal profound, but within that crucible, an unyielding strength has been forged. Embrace this power. Recognize the warrior within you who navigated psychological warfare and emerged with deeper insight and an unbreakable spirit. Your journey is not a scar to hide, but a testament to your extraordinary resilience. Now, go forth and build a life that reflects the magnificent, authentic being you've become. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe and join our community of philosophical seekers. Let's continue to explore the depths of human experience and unlock our profound potential together.